I'm excited to talk to you about a genre that I really haven't talked about that much so far, and that is biography, autobiography, and memoir, which they kind of all go together. So I'm a big fan of biographies. I love reading about people's stories. I don't care if they're written by someone who knows them or interviewed them, or if they're an autobiography written by themselves, memoirs where it's just taking snapshots of their lives. I just love that. A lot of my favorite books are biographies, autobiographies, or memoirs. But I haven't talked about them very much yet. I'm going to change that today. Today, I want to talk to you about the book Can I Say by Travis Barker. Now, if you don't know who Travis Barker is, let me start out by saying that Travis Barker is considered probably one of the best drummers of our time. Travis Barker started out as the drummer in a ska band called the Aquabats. And while he was playing with the Aquabats, Blink-182 opened for them one day, and they needed a drummer to fill in, and they asked him if he could fill in. So he learned their songs very quickly, played with them that day, and from then on, he was the drummer for Blink-182. He actually left the Aquabats. And that's what he's most well known for, is being the drummer of Blink-182. But he's also currently, aside from being the drummer for Blink-182, also the drummer for a band called The Transplants. He's also the drummer for a band called Goldfinger. He has been the drummer for bands called Plus 44 and Boxcar Racer. And he's played with a lot of other people. Now, anytime you read a biography or an autobiography, especially of someone that's a celebrity, there's probably a period of their life where they kind of went off the rails. Most of the time, that's the case. I know that I have a 2-volume biography of Elvis that I may talk about at some point. It's really good. But, you know, Elvis, his life got pretty messed up for a while there. So the same's true with Travis Barker. This is a guy who definitely delved into some things that are not great for you. You did a lot of drugs and that kind of stuff. And suffered some consequences from that. And so this book kind of goes through the highs and lows of Travis Barker's life. And I mean, when we talk about lows, if you don't know this, one of the lows of Travis Barker's life was he was in a plane crash with one of his good friends, and his friend did not make it. And he was burned pretty significantly. So it covers all that kind of stuff in his life, and it's very, very interesting, fascinating read, but there is quite a bit of mature content, so just be aware of that before you pick it up. Before you pick up really any biography, you just need to be aware that if it's a celebrity, there's probably some of that in there. So being a huge fan of punk and ska music, and that being a part of what we do here at the Rudie Librarian, I couldn't talk about biographies and not talk about Travis Barker's, because I am such a big fan of it. So I encourage you to pick it up. Just be aware of that there's going to be mature content, and I hope that you enjoy it. And that's today's book.